I had a conversation with a young lady, and she said, I just want to say that I like what you have to say, but I voted for Trump. And I like what ICE is doing. She said, I mean, my parents are Mexican, but we can't have everybody come in there. And in that conversation, I asked her, can I ask you if your parents came legally or not? They overstayed their visa. I said, oh, so they broke the law. And she said, well, you're right. They shouldn't have done it. And I said, it's very easy for you to say that after the fact that because they sacrificed for you, you're now an American citizen and you're happy to be here. Be consistent.
Familia mitú, please help me welcome Bobby Pulido. I went from hearing you at quinceañeras and singing at the Grammys. Like, what got you to decide to go from music to politics?
I didn't like what I was seeing. It's just something that I was a political science major in college, so I've always loved politics, and I studied it. I feel like I'm not out of my element when I'm talking about politics. And there's a lot of things. Healthcare is ridiculously expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Musicians don't have healthcare, right? Because we don't have unions, we don't have no protection.
Yeah.
Musicians are very, very much like, it's a gig economy, man. Unless you're a super big star. And so you got to go fight the system. And I live a simple life. I don't think I'm crazy for being an artist and stuff like that. I just want to go fight the good fight, even if it would make a huge pay cut for me.
And you're also mixing culture with politics. Many like to say, okay, like politics shouldn't mix with like sports. They shouldn't mix with, culture or music.
And you know what?
Why do you disagree?
They may be right, but I'm not the normal musician. I was a political science. I'm a political nerd. I study history. I love this. But I've also looked at it, my career as as an escape. So I've always said my music's for Republicans and Democrats, because I want, when you go to my concert, to escape conflict in your life. Yeah. I want to be like a de-stressor, right? But that doesn't mean I don't have an opinion.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's separate. My opinion's my opinion. But when I'm on stage, I never like to preach. I like to sing.
Yeah. And speaking of you talking though, publicly about, your political views or asking the people of theirs, you're basically hosting carne asadas as mini town halls, which I think is really cool and different. Tell me about your ranch halls on the campaign trail.
It's really unique because we have conjunto music in the background while you're eating carne asada, right? And then I go talk to you about politics.
Yeah.
And I talk to you what I want to fight for, what I think needs fixing. Then I take everybody's questions. And people just go and ask questions. And then afterwards, I do close with 1 or 2 songs.
That's nice. I haven't heard of anyone else doing something like that.
No, because the type of campaigning that I am doing right now is the hardest campaigning that anybody can do. When I decided to run, I know people were looking at me and saying, he's a singer. What does he know about politics? That's the typical thing that most people would have. So me going out there in person, answering their questions, and talking to them about the issues that are important to them, it's not just talking, it's listening. You gotta listen to the people.
And that's what we want as people from politicians. I feel like there's a lot of talking going on,
right?
But
nobody's listening.
Who's listening? Exactly.
Nobody's listening.
And the district you hope to represent is a border town.
Part of it is, yes.
And what is your stance on immigration and how undocumented immigrants have been treated by the current administration? I know you touched on it.
They've been demonized unfairly, right? On so many levels, Jenny. Listen, immigrants have been paying into Social Security.
Yep.
And they never get that money back. Here's the thing, they get paid low wages, they should get paid better.
Yeah.
We need to raise the minimum wage, okay? Because they've been getting paid low wages, then they get crapped on they pay into Social Security and never get that money back. They've been actually helping Social Security keep it solvent. If not, and it already is gonna go down because a lot of them are not working anymore because they're deporting them. Our economy and Social Security is going to go down. And I'm American, as Americans come. And I'm going to advocate for American people. but we don't have to be cruel. You know, I had a conversation with a young lady after one of these talks, and she came up to me, and she said, I just want to say that I like what you have to say, but I voted for Trump. And I like what ICE is doing. She said, I mean, my parents are Mexican, and, you know, but we can't have everybody come in there. And in that conversation, I asked her, can I ask you if your parents came legally or not? Well, they overstayed their visa. I said, oh, so they broke the law. And it's okay for them to have done it, but you're saying that other people should not break the law. I said, make that make sense. And she said, well, you're right. They shouldn't have done it. And I said, it's very easy for you to say that after the fact that because they sacrificed for you, you're now an American citizen and you're happy to be here. Be consistent. Yeah. And here's the thing. As a Latino, as a Hispanic, we have something in common, I believe. We're very family oriented. And we always, always, always want our kids to do better than we did. And for the first time in American history, the first time, statistically, our kids will not do as well as we did. Now, I've gotten questions in town halls by young people.
Yeah.
Said, what are you going to do for us? I said, I'm actually running to try to help you. But my opinion to you is this, and my response is, people that want to get elected follow the votes. If young people do not vote, can you expect people to actually listen to you and do something for you? The only way you get politicians or people for running for office attention, and I'm not talking about myself, is to vote and be a power.
Definitely. And I know you're from the Rio Grande Valley, right? Why is it such an important factor in the next election?
Our area has been trending more Republican.
Yeah.
Right? Historically, over the last, I don't know, it was basically since Hillary Clinton. We started losing when she ran against Trump in 2016.
And why do you think that is?
It's many reasons. It's not just one. Okay. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that as Tejanos down there, we're very aspirational. Okay? And Republicans have always framed themselves as the party of success. And as Democrats, we need to do better to show that we're also successful.
Definitely.
So I think a lot of people, and I tell people, I got many Republican friends that are very good people, I might add, Jenny, that say, like, I think that the poor people are taking advantage of the system. And I said, here's my problem with what the Republican Party has done. I said, first of all, their whole philosophy is the rich, the billionaires, they don't want to pay their taxes. And they're dumping it on you. And then they want you to blame the people that don't have it. Because they're not paying. Like Donald Trump, I kid you not, paid $700 one year. Other years, he didn't pay anything.
Yeah.
And he flies with a plane with his name on it. And I paid a lot more money in taxes. I'm not mad at the people that don't have it. I'm mad at the system that lets that guy
get away with
doing that.
Yeah.
And I tell my Republican friends too, I said, the one thing that you have not put up with is the race part of the issue and the equation. Because in the Rio Grande Valley, we're like 90% Hispanic.
Yep.
I said, so you're around other people that look just like you. I said, just go up to this a redneck area where there's not a lot of Hispanics. You're going to know, buddy. You're going to know. And this is not a knock on white people. I don't want to say that. But race is an elephant in the room that a lot of times we don't see in the Rio Grande Valley because we're surrounded by people that look just like us.
I know that you spoke about like Donald Trump and your upon election, your first 2 years in the House of Representatives would be under the Trump administration. Yeah. How would you like navigate or plan to manage your priorities and decisions in Congress?
The platform that I have right now is we need to fix our healthcare system because it's out of control.
Oh, it is, definitely.
Okay, there's a lot of things that need fixing, by the way.
Yeah.
Lots of things, but you have to kind of look and see as what are the things that need the most fixing right away. Mm-hmm. And I think comprehensive immigration reform. We need it. But too often, both political parties kick the immigration and they use it, it's like a football. They kick it over here, they kick it over here. And they never try to get to work to fix it. If somebody like Trump were to say, I agree and let's fix it, I would work with him. I don't think he'd want to fix it because he's got a white nationalist guy right next to him.
Yeah.
But if he were to say, let's do it, I'd be all in.
And Monica de la Cruz, going back to the topic we talked about earlier.
It's funny how you say Monica de la Cruz. She says Monica de la Cruz. Yeah.
Once flipped the 15th district from blue to red. Why?
After they gerrymandered it.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody talks about that, right?
Uh-huh.
Nobody talks that they actually went, oh, we need to try to get her in. Let's draw the district to help her get in. That's what got her elected. Mm-hmm. It's not that she was this candidate that people loved.
And why shouldn't people reelect her?
She's terrible. Like, look, I'll give you an example. She wrote a letter to the Speaker of the House. Mm-hmm. This is why she's going to be very hard. She's never won the Rio Grande Valley, by the way.
Okay.
Even though she represents it, she has never won the Rio Grande Valley. And I promise you, in November, she's going to lose it huge. She wrote a letter to the Speaker of the House and said, please, Mr. Johnson, don't cut because I have a lot of people that are going to be affected in my district. And just like 4 days later, they had a vote and she voted for those same cuts. Ugh. Explain that. So you actually took a vote you knew would hurt the majority of the people you serve. That shows me that you're a puppet for the administration. Mr. Trump says, you better vote this way. If not, we're going to get somebody else. And she says, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll vote for it.
And I also wanted to touch on what has happened with ICE and, the people that were killed by ICE agents.
Yeah.
Now that Jesus Ochoa and Raimundo Gutierrez are identified as the agents in Alex Pretty's shooting and reported as Latino, how might this affect the community's sense of safety, healing, or reconciliation?
I don't know. I don't know, and I say that because normally in a normal situation, there would be an independent investigation. Mm-hmm. But what this administration is doing,
they're putting it down the rug.
Well, they're having their own Department of Justice handle those investigations and not letting the Minnesota state authorities know anything about it. You're talking about a dictatorship in the Republican Party. Nothing goes through Trump without his approval. Mm-hmm. Nothing goes on there. They tell the Department of Justice that serves at the pleasure of the president, hey, nothing happened here. I don't trust it. That's the problem. Look, there's one court that they can't control. The court of public opinion. Because everybody knows what you saw with your own eyes.
Oh, for sure. There were different angles.
Different angles, different perspectives. Well, you saw it with your own eyes. We're not stupid. Mm-hmm. But we can't do much right now. They have a majority in the Senate. They have a majority in the House of Representatives. They have the Supreme Court 6-3. The only thing we can do right now, the biggest thing we can do, is to flip the House. If we flip the House, we'll put the brakes on him. Now, does that mean that everything's changed? No, he's still going to be president.
Yeah.
But it becomes harder because now you have one branch of government that's checking him. So get involved. Donate to my campaign, Bobby Pulido for Texas. Go give $20, $10, right? But get involved in the process. And you can give from anywhere in the United States.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I know this is a big switch, but we've been talking about, I wanted to talk about your music.
Really?
Yes, I do.
No,
I know we've been talking a lot about young people and Desvelado. I have to bring it up because I honestly, I love that song. It's such a classic. And one of my favorite artists, Kali Uchis, who is a big fan too. She recently did a video where she was listening to it and singing to it. And how does it feel to see like young fans enjoying your music?
The most, as an artist, it's the most incredible feeling. I'd be lying if I told you as an artist, I don't care about my musical legacy. I do, everyone does. And as long as my music can travel from generation to generation, it'll still be alive. And that to me is the greatest blessing as a singer that you could have.
You know what's so funny though, and I have to mention it, and I know you've spoken about it before, and you're probably tired of getting this question. But
it wasn't for Selena. Was I right?
Yes, you were right.
I did not write that song.
It was a rumor. Era chisme.
Jorge Avena wrote that song.
Oh, okay.
But here's the deal.
Okay.
I did have a crush on her.
There we go. That's what I wanted to get.
But to be fair, who didn't?
I know, that's true.
Right? Look, I knew her since we were younger. Mm-hmm. She was always dynamic. She was always beautiful and extremely talented. And I think even naming all the beautiful qualities, she was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like the biggest quality that came across, right?
Mm-hmm. Mucha carisma.
Yes.
También.
So when I recorded Desvelado is when she passed. And I heard the lyrics. It obviously took you right there.
For sure, it went with it.
Right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't written for that. It was just destiny.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Bobby.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you. And honestly, your words, they go a long way. Honestly, I relate to a lot what you were saying. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. We actually did want you to...
Too late. Okay, so you want me to sing? Is that what you want?
Just a little, just the Desvelado part.
All right, let's go. I'll try this one. I ain't warmed up, by the way.
It's okay.
Voy desvelado por estas calles esperando encontrar a esa voz de ángel que quiero amar. ¿Dónde andará? Voy desvelado y mi deseo no me deja descansar. Porque despierto y no me pongo a llorar. Y yo seguiré desvelado y sin amor.
Yay! Thank you for that.
Not bad for a politician.
That was good.